Welcome to the Paywall Podcast, where we discuss paywalls and paywall strategies for news and magazine publishers. This episode of the Paywall Podcast is brought to you by Leaky Paywall. Leaky Paywall is the most flexible WordPress subscription platform. Find out more at leakypaywall.com. And now for today's episode.
I'm going to share my screen here. And goal here, if you're listening, and we are recording the screen here. So if you're listening to this via the podcast, I'd recommend hitting YouTube and watching and looking at what we're going to look at. But we'll try to break this down via audio as much as possible. And I'm going to jump right into, I think, one of the finest landing pages that we've seen. And just start from the best, and then I thought it might be good to look at and talk about the details of each components of the landing page. And the site we're looking at is the Civil War Monitor. They launched Leaky Paywall a few months ago, I think. And this is a print and digital component, or print and digital subscription. And one of the things that really, I think the overarching theme, I don't know if you agree with this, but I think probably the most important thing with any landing page is to make the decision to buy as absolutely simple as possible.
Yep.
I've seen landing pages with 9 subscription cards, 12 subscription cards, all these options.
Yeah.
And it feels, yeah, you're giving a lot of choice, but it's actually the opposite. It's too much choice. It's analysis paralysis. It's, if you look at Netflix, they give you monthly recurring. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
For a very good reason.
Yeah. All the major paid subscription systems, especially like Wall Street Journal, for example. I was looking at that last night. Two options. That's it.
2 options. What were the 2 options?
I believe a monthly and a yearly.
Okay.
And they weren't kind of distinguishing between features. It was just, these are the 2 options, and here you go.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. And it was the same on the app as it was on the website. There wasn't any fluff. It was just, here's how you sign up. That's it.
Yep. Yeah. That's the way to do it. I think one decision point is mandatory today. You got content, the content's converting, the newsletter's driving the readers to the content, you have great messages are popping. Okay, time to decide. Don't set them up to have to make a decision. Your reader doesn't want to make a decision. We're making too many decisions in life. We just need to look at it and say yes or no. Make it as simple as that. To eat the easy mental load. Okay. So let's just look at the Civil War Monitor. Now, the first thing I want to say is when it comes to a subscription landing page, you need to get your readers to that page. And you have a couple ways to do it, really 2 ways. One is, I'm new to the site. I'm here for the first time or pretty new. And, this looks really interesting. I wonder what it costs to subscribe. How do you get to the subscription page? And that's where a button comes in. And ideally, it's in the menu. And if you're looking at your own menu right now, I bet it says subscribe and maybe in a link. But it shouldn't just be a link. It needs to be a button. You need to put a background behind that subscribe. Tuck it over to the right-hand side if you're doing it in the menu. Have the login text next to the subscribe button. That works really well. Don't bury that. The second way to get to the subscription page is through the content. So you get upgrade messages. When you're reading an article, it gets blocked and it says subscribe or membership or whatever it says. And then you click to the next step. But if you're coming in cold, you need a landing page at the very least. And that landing page needs to be rich with information but the decision point on checkout needs to be super, super simple. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So let's go Civil War. So now they have their button right in the middle here, right up top under their logo. I think that's okay. It's pretty decent. I would probably, and it's up in the menu here, but I'd still buttonize it. But I think this landing page has a lot going for it. If you're listening to this, I would head over. You could just go to civilwarmonitor.com and take a look at it, but let's break it down. There's some elements here that every publisher should have. The first one is the intro. And this is where it's easy to, I think, gloss over this. I see a lot of landing pages that may have a few features listed in terms of what you get, but this is where you get the emotional, you get to appeal emotionally. They have a nice image with 2 Civil War soldiers, and then a nice introduction from the editor with the signature, and it all feels, and it's all elegantly, there's a lot of white space here. It's elegant. It's friendly on the eyes. Not too much going on. Join our ranks. A good tagline. Speaking of taglines, if you're looking for a tagline, make sure you fire up ChatGPT and just tell it to create a catchy tagline for your content. I would literally copy your about page, because I've reviewed a lot of about pages, and just paste it into ChatGPT and say, write a great tagline for my publication, and it'll ingest your about page, and you'll be surprised. And then you can tell it to refine. All right. That was a side note. Okay. So having an intro at the top that's rich with information, very important. Okay. Next thing up are 3 subscription cards. What do you think, Tyler? Do you like these cards?
Yeah, these are clean. Not a whole lot going on. If you're looking at this on their website, very pleasant to look at. Not too many options. When publishers have a print component, they often will include 5,000 options to receive that print product, because that's what they're used to selling. That's how they started subscriptions in the beginning. In this case, what I really like about what they've done is they have this print only option, which sounds great. Maybe you don't really care about digital access, but you see this print only option, you subscribe to this, and it does come with digital, but they're not telling you that, because people who want print probably don't care that much about the digital access. And they're not, and why that's important is because they're not adding all of the additional information on this card to explain that you also get digital access. Don't worry about it. You want print? You want print. Here you go. And then our digital product is next to it on the right. So,
yep. Print only, first card, digital only, second card, all access, third card, which gives you print and digital.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the print subscription and the digital subscription are priced exactly the same.
Yeah.
$24.95 for print, $24.95 for digital. So if you're struggling with pricing on digital and print, keep them the same. They're paying for content, not for how the content is being delivered.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're also not talking too much about the term. So they don't have this monthly option, this yearly option, this 6-month option, this trial option. These are just the options. And if you look closely, oh, these are yearly, but I'm not really a big deal. I'm not really focused on all of these different terms. So keep it simple. It's $25. Oh, it's yearly. Great.
Yep.
Keep going.
Yeah. So yearly, that's a good point. Now this is print and digital. You might be listening, and we'll talk about digital only in a second. But regardless of whether you're print or digital, the annual subscription tends to outsell the monthly subscriptions all over the place. especially when you have a free registration set up, which if you don't, you need it now. But if you're taking people through a free registration, then they're on your newsletter, that you're doing all the teasing. Like you're teasing them day after day, week after week. And when they're ready to pay, an annual just feels like it makes sense. Okay, let's try it for a year, quote unquote. Right. So focusing on annual helps with simplicity, helps the decision. Like I go to print only, I'm not choosing monthly. Not typically it doesn't make sense. But if I go to digital, there's no monthly option here. That's good. It front loads your cash. And it's just one less decision point. It's, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's try it for a year. And then all access, you get both. I also like the fact that, and Tyler, you pointed this out yesterday, that there's 3 or less bullet benefits on each card. We've all seen cards with the mile list of features on it, and it's unreadable.
Yeah.
And personally, when I work on our own website, and we have with our software, there's a lot of features. And it's tempting to just list all of them in one spot. And you do have to have the special spot for all the features, which does exist. But when it comes to like cards, yeah, you pick the top 3. What's really important to your customer? What's the most, and it works because you can scan and you can, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So 3, and the way they have it laid out with the checkbox, the check mark next has the bullet point and the circle. It's really nice, really elegant.
Yeah, it's quite clever. Although they're using one check mark for each feature, they're including multiple features within one check mark.
Yeah.
Instead of lighting you up, like in that first, if you're looking at this on the screen,
true.
There's like maybe 12 or 13 features within one check box, which is pretty clever. Instead of listing these off one by one, you would have 50 different check boxes.
Right. Yeah. So on the digital only, there's only 2 check marks, but the first one is member only access to Civil War Monitor, including bi-monthly website only digital history columns, weekly book reviews, photo essays, author interviews, subscriber only newsletters, and much more. That's one bullet.
And it's fine.
It's works.
Fine. It's small. Yeah. The text isn't crazy. It's not overwhelming.
Right. Now I want to flip to digital only real quick, and we'll look at digital only, but I don't want to jump around too much. The advantage of digital only is now you can get really simple. So one option. There's absolutely no reason that's wrong. Usually there's very little reason to have more than one option. And if you can bring yourself to one option mentally, like the mental load, your conversion rate will be higher. It's just the data supports it. It's what we see. We're all just too distracted and busy. Make it easy for your subscriber. And when I talk about mental load, it's sometimes I'll see cards that have, this is a good example. We're looking at a site here that has 3 cards on it. This is all digital. This is full access yearly. There's a 6-month plan and a full access monthly. Now I know a little bit of the backstory on this particular publisher, and the 6-month plan actually makes sense for them based on the topic that they're covering. It's in the medical field. But what's breaking this setup is that there's a yearly option on a card, and then there's another whole card with a monthly option. But mentally, it's the same product, right? It's digital access. If it's yearly, if it's monthly, if it's quarterly, it doesn't matter. It's one card. It should be one. You need people to look at it and say, oh, digital. Okay. And then when they check out, if you have to have those options, then on checkout, they can choose, right? Or you can have a couple of buttons in the same card, one that says monthly and one that says yearly, and then you can choose. But mentally, the decision has to be a yes, no. Yes, I want digital access. Oh, monthly or yearly. Okay. That's an easier decision point.
Yeah, I've even seen publishers have one single card, nice and pretty, had the big subscribe button, but underneath the card, some tiny little links that go to other plans.
Yeah.
Should you want something different than what we're promoting at this point in time?
Yeah. And we'll look at the best digital landing page that works in a minute. Okay. So I think that's good for the cards as far as an element on the site. All right. Next thing, don't see this very often, but really important, frequently asked questions. Like I said before, your subscription landing page needs to be rich with information, but the decision point needs to be super simple. So frequently asked questions is a place where someone can scan and just get some reassurance, right? Can I cancel? Like, how do I cancel? That's a big one. So I'm going to give you money, but I just need to know that I can get out without you making me call you or whatever, send up a smoke signal and jump through oops or whatnot. And there's actually quite a bit of FAQs here on this page, and they're all listed with little drop-down arrows so you can expand and read the ones you want. So I'll just read through them a little bit here. What is the Civil War Monitor? What do I get if I subscribe? How do I access the website? What if I'm blocked? What's the difference between all access and digital only? Can I only subscribe to print? When will my magazine be delivered? Can I subscribe if I live outside the US? I can't remember my password. What do I do? That's a good one. Can I upgrade? How do I update my mailing address? The one that's missing on here, I think, is, can I cancel? What's the cancellation policy? FAQs, good stuff. Any other question on here that's missing to be asked? Okay. And then on the bottom here, which I think is really great, is, hey, you still have questions? Then you can get in touch. So they have a phone number, which you may or may not want to do, but they definitely have an email address. So if you have a question, you can just click the email and send an email off. Okay, so this is a nice looking landing page, but it's missing one thing on it. We have a beautiful intro from the editor. We have the simple subscription cards. It's 3, but it's print. To have a print option and a digital option, so you're stuck with that. You have FAQs. You have an easy way to contact the publisher. What are we missing here? What's the one thing?
Good question. I don't know.
I think you just don't remember because we did talk about it yesterday. But
Yeah.
Testimonial.
Yeah.
Yes. Testimonial. Find some happy readers, get some testimonials, add them below the pricing cards. You can have 3 little blocks, maybe next to each other, 1, 2, 3, with a picture of the person at best with their quote. You could have one sort of wide block that rotates through that you just load a few different testimonials in. So it doesn't have to take up too much space. If you're in the B2B space, you could have maybe some businesses or groups that subscribe to your publication. So basically that means logos on the site, read by. But that'd be the one element that would be added to this. Great landing page, especially if you're doing print. This is fantastic, but this totally applies to digital as well. In fact, if we go back to Small Boats, which is digital only, we'll see that they have the nice intro, the signature of the editor, and then we have the benefits and bullets, but it's one card. It's basically one large card. And it's simple. There's really a singular checkout, and it's annual. Okay. So that's the overview. I wanted to jump into a couple of other things. I'm just reviewing my notes here. All right. So I want to talk about something I call the 2-button upsell. And here we're looking at it. So we have a rich landing page for subscriptions, but we have a singular decision, ideally. And in digital only, you can pull this off. And that is, okay, this looks great. I'm going to subscribe. You have one button that says subscribe. This happens to be an annual plan only, which I would recommend. Sell annual plans only. But if you look closely, you'll see there's another button next to, and this is small boats. We've talked about them. This is B2C, business to consumer publication. And my decision is subscribe for me or subscribe for someone else. Give a gift subscription. This is a brilliant way to set it up if you're a B2C publisher, because this doesn't confuse me at all. It's for me or someone else. There's a clear delineation here, and just set it up this way. Now you may ask, hey, I'm a B2B. What do I do now?
Ooh.
And if you think about it, you want to keep that delineation. A lot of B2B publishers are or should be selling bulk subscription groups to other organizations, schools, government, you name it. You have subscribe for me, and then you have subscribe for your business or for your organization, right? Really, those are the two. And I wish I had, it's a great landing page for somebody who had created a whole subscription landing page for group subscriptions.
Oh yeah, I remember who that was, but they don't offer it anymore.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a great page, and you can handle it that way, or you could just go to a form, basically a landing page with a form on it. It says email, message, and get in touch. Because it's typically sold, they're more expensive, and you have a phone call, talk to somebody about it. So in the B2B world, it's subscribe for me or subscribe for your organization or your group or whatever makes sense for your publication. What would be good words for that button? Ask ChatGPT. Okay. All right. So that's the 2-button upsell on your subscription landing page. The other thing I want to call attention to, I'm calling it the double discount. Now, this goes to our favorite model. We're using the Salem Reporter, and their subscription landing page is super simple. There's not a lot of fluff around it, and it's not as rich as I would like. I think there's opportunity for boosting the richness of this page as far as the elements we talked about, but it works and it converts, and it's really hard to argue with that. And again, if you want to offer a promotion on your subscription landing page, this is the way to do it. Now, this is a local news publisher. It is digital only, but they're sticking to the rule of simplicity in a big way. There's one button, and by the way, buttons outperform text links. You have to have buttons. All your call outs. There's one subscribe now button. And here's the way the psychology works. I call this the double discount for a reason. The pitch is first 3 months for the price of one. One of the pitfalls of any kind of promotion or discount is undervaluing your content. So if you do, and Tyler, I think you dislike the $1 for whatever time trial, because I think that does make your content feel like $1.
Yeah. And the churn rate is really high after the promotions typically. So it might look great. You might get a bunch of signups. Great. But they tend not to stick around because you've given away everything for nothing. If you're going to do a $1 discount, you be better off just running a free registration and collecting emails like crazy and doing that instead,
Right.
versus gating stuff at $1 for a year or even a month. That's way too cheap.
Agreed. Yeah. $1 that don't do you work so hard to produce original content that has value. So don't devalue it. So the psychology here is pretty interesting. You have a discount that doesn't undervalue the content on this screen, and you also have the double discount approach. First 3 months for the price of one. That sounds pretty good. Now, this is essentially pay $10 for 3 months, and then afterwards it renews at $10 per month. So what you're saying is, yeah, we're $10 a month, but we're going to give you 2 free months. You can pay the 1 month, we'll give you 2 free. So you're not giving money away, you're giving time away, time access away. So it doesn't feel like you're discounting your content, even though it is a promotion.
Yeah,
And
and I
this
think
works, right?
it does. The high converter, the churn rate's low, and I think the psychology around the $10 for 3 months, I think we've talked about this before, which moves to $10 per month after 3 months. People don't tend to question it all that much. They see the $10, they know they paid $10. Oh, it's $10 again. Okay, whatever. That's normal. And so it's not like you're going from $10 for 3 months to $59 or something. It's predictable. People recognize it. They like what they're getting. They continue to stay on board. And I've even seen people sign up for this 3-month plan and just be like, you know what? I'm going yearly. I don't need to pay $10 per month. I've even seen that happen after a trial. So
What's the churn? Do you have any sense for churn rate after somebody signs up for the $10 for 3 months?
I don't, but I don't know the exact number, but I know it's super low, a super low churn rate.
And
yeah,
super low is good.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said double discount. So the first discount is this. It's the $10 for 3 months. Sounds good. Psychologically, oh, there's a promotion here. I like that. I'm going to get a deal. Okay, $10, 3 months. Sounds pretty good. But then if you go and I can hit that subscribe now button and I can go off and pay, but that doesn't happen usually. What happens is they read the rest. And so right under the big subscribe now button, which is gigantic, by the way, and beautiful, there is a choose a yearly plan and save 17% text link. That's really just normal text. And what happens here?
Yeah. So I haven't checked in a while, but at one point, these little text links that are underneath the subscribe, this ginormous subscribe button, were this particular yearly plan was outperforming this. I don't know why that is. People maybe see this and think they found a secret or something, or this hidden deal that's underneath this promotion. I don't know. Maybe that's it. But that yearly plan tends to convert being in this text.
I think you're right. I think that what we know is that people read all the text on when they're ready to pay. You're ready to pull out your money. I'm going to read everything because now you're dialed in. Now you're laser focused. Am I getting the value? What else? What are my other options? And they're finding the other options. And the fact that the annual plan is, even if it were matching or even slightly less conversions of the annual plan, the fact that a big chunk of readers are converting annual is amazing to me. So this is the second discount, right? And psychologically, you're building momentum. You have your 3 months for the price of one. That's great. Oh, I'm interested. And then, like you say, you find the secret annual plan that'll save you even 17% more. And you're like, oh, that's even better. So you go from good to great.
Yeah, just lock it in. Go ahead and lock in a 17% discount.
Yeah. And that's what people are doing. At least half, maybe more, are doing. So it's the double discount. If you step back and look from the top level, because there's a free registration approach tied to the newsletter set up here. So I come in to Salem Reporter, I read an article, and then on the second article, it tells me to register for free, and I'll get the newsletter and that article. And I do that. And then I get access to that second article. And then on the third article, it's telling me to pay. I may or may not do that. Probably not. Some do. But then I get the newsletter. And then the newsletters, obviously, the links in the newsletter are driving you back to the articles, and I'm getting more upgrade messages. And I'm like, all right, okay, so they gave me a couple of free articles. They're giving me the newsletter. This is all I'm teasing. They're teasing. This feels pretty good. Yeah, I think I want to, gosh, okay, let's take a look at subscribing. Ooh, okay. So now you've warmed them up with the free registration, right? So like you're nurturing, and that's really what this whole success story is about in digital publishing, is nurturing the reader from the first time they hit your site to when they give you their credit card. And so free registration, that feels good. First 3 months for the price of one. Ooh, that feels even better. And then the secret link at the bottom. Wow, that's great. So you're just nurturing this person emotionally through the process and feeling really good about saving the 17% or 2%.
Yeah. Yeah. And if anyone wants to see how to do a newsletter, sign up for free on the Salem Reporter and just experience their daily free newsletter, and you'll get a good sense of why. Yes, they have a great, simple subscribe page, but I think the key for them is the way that they treat their newsletter. It's very personal. It's very community oriented. It's what people want to read. Check it out. I think you'll understand why they do so well on conversions and retention.
Yeah, I agree. Do it. Doesn't cost anything. Just register.
Yeah. And you can experience the entire funnel that we talk about all the time. Just sign up as a user for free, get their newsletter, get driven back to the site.
Yeah.
Hit that that upgrade messaging and replicate it on your site.
Yeah. Copying a successful model.
Yeah.
I talked to a publisher, a print publisher that was thinking, I think it was Print News, that was thinking about preserving the singular choice checkout, the annual recurring subscription for print and digital. And I haven't seen this implemented. I think it's a great idea, is have a single choice checkout, and then you can opt out print on checkout. And that would help keep things really slim. Basically, you could visualize an annual subscription in this way, in a single card like this. And then you could have a link that just says get digital only, and then click that and off you go. But mentally, it's one simple thing to look at. If you're doing that and you're listening to this, please reach out. Love to talk to you about it. I think that would be an amazing thing to do. One other just quickie thing here. Where am I? When you're doing the actual checkout, this is really a landing page in Catch Magazine, which we're looking at now, catchmagazine.com. It's a fly fishing, digital only magazine. They have a single annual recurring plan. That's it. And super simple. And on their landing page, they have the registration form on the left, so you can just start filling stuff out. And then they have in a right-hand column, they have their logo and some copy and price. And so it's a very clean checkout process that front loads the form itself. You can pull that off super easy by using our short code for the registration form in one column and having the visual, catchy content in the right column. If you're If you want to get people right into checkout and you're not running a promotion, this is a nice way to set it up as well.
Yeah. One other small point too on this particular checkout page. There's no ads. The menu's gone.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
just looking at checkout. We're trying to focus people in.
Right.
If you've got pop-ups occurring on your checkout page, if you've got ads rolling in, turn those off for all of the registration components of your site. And if you can, turn off the menu, just have your logo at the top. Don't let people escape from this page. You don't want to disrupt. If they've gotten this far, there's probably a good chance that they might subscribe. So let's not disrupt that moment.
That's a great ending. Keep it simple. Falls right into that simplicity. Yeah. Good point. Thanks, Tyler. That was great. Hope that was helpful. If you have any comments, send them in, info@zine101.com. Talk to you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Paywall Podcast. If you'd like to get in touch to discuss subscription strategy, go to leakypaywall.com. See you next time.